Hello, Marcus Lim here with Batman Curse of the White Knight, the Deluxe Edition. Now, this is the follow-up, the sequel to Batman White Knight, right? Which I have the Deluxe Edition. I think came out 2 years ago, this one. Okay. So, this collects all the 8 issues and also a one-shot as well. It's by the same creative team, Sean Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth. Klaus Janson does that one-shot, which we'll look at. And you can see right here, right, it says, all 8 issues of the DC Black Label series, and that one shot I mentioned, White Knight presents Von Freeze one shot by Murphy and Klaus Janson. And this deluxe edition also has behind the scenes gallery of preliminary artwork. I think that would also have been in the hardcover collection and a trade paperback as well, which I don't have. So I'm not sure if there's any extra stuff in the deluxe that's not in the previous trade paperback and hardcover. So let me open this up. Okay. Alright. So as I mentioned, this is a direct follow-up to White Knight. Okay, and if you recall, in White Knight, basically it's about the Joker sort of like being cured of his madness and becoming reformed, and in the process he actually exposed a decades-long corruption at the heart of Gotham City, with the elites using like the Batman Devastation Fund for their own benefit. And so that's where we left off with that story. And in this one, let me first take off the jacket. Okay. And you can see, there you go, Batman, Joker, aka Jack Napier. And here we have Batgirl, okay? Alright, so that's where we left off with Batman White Knight, and as this story begins, we find that, that's only scratched the surface. There's way more secrets to be revealed. Secret that goes all the way back to the 17th century, a few hundred years before, and it involves the Order of St Dumas. So, Azrael is sort of involved. And that's where we actually see, the question of the Waynes, the heritage and their legacy, their history, and brings up the whole question of who really the identity of Bruce Wayne himself is in question. So here we have Azrael, right? Azrael, which I like Azrael, and I think Sean Murphy likes Azrael too. We see that in the hands of Sean Murphy, who both writes and illustrates his story, and see how cool Azrael is, right? Yeah, and so this definitely will bring back memories of Batman Nightfall back in the 90s, where we had Azrael taking over as Batman for a bit. But what I like about this story, right, Sean Murphy's Batman, or his Murphyverse Batman story, is the fact that the characters, there you go, that's a shock as well. James Gordon killed by Azrael. Yeah, and so that ties into what I'm trying to say, which is that characters, they evolve, right? And they there's permanent deaths. Like in the first one, Alfred died. In this one, James Gordon dies, and really that affects Batman a lot, right? Kind of brings him into sort of like turmoil and conflict, and thinking about is it really worth doing what he's doing? And also, I guess, there's an evolution of the character, where we'll see at the end of this, right, his identity gets stripped, right, his fortune gets stripped as well. And that's Asbats. See, Asbats is finally here. Ben makes an appearance too, which is cool, but then he gets his head chopped off just like that by Azrael. There you go, Asbat is here. Yeah, and so as the story progresses, like we get to see, like the the mystery gradually being revealed, and also coming to a head, right, with Asbats going off on a like showdown with Batman himself. Okay. Let's see. There you go. I mean, how gorgeous looking is that? That's definitely a homage to Batman 500. Okay. Alright. And we also get very, very cool, for instance, right? Batmobile from the first Batman movie, which obviously it says one of my favorite. This has been my favorite, so obviously it's also Sean Murphy's favorite. Okay, and it's really cool to see that in this car chase with that Batmobile, and the showdown between Batman and Asbats as well. Just very, very fun comic book, which also has, it's also not a simple story, but at the end everything sort of ties together, right? All of that history, all of that legacy, and the past, Batman, Joker, Azrael, Asbats. And there's also a bit of like a cliffhanger there with Jason Todd. Like, yeah, what's he up to? Is he gonna be the Red Hood? We shall see. And then there's the one-shot One Freeze, which is the story by Sean Murphy and Klaus Janson, illustrated by Klaus Janson, which is really, really good actually. I mean, this is sort of set in between issues 6 and 7. But yeah, it's about Victor Von Freeze, and yeah, it's really a heavy-hitting, very emotionally charged story, and it's like really highly recommended. Okay, and it's great to have this in this volume. Alright, and then we've got variant covers. So that's the variant cover number 1 by Sean Murphy. Variant cover for issue number 2, also Sean Murphy. Issue number 3 variant, issue number 4 variant, all by Sean Murphy. Issue number 5 variant, Sean Murphy, issue number 6, issue number 7, 8 variants, and the Von Freeze variant. Oh, this is by Klaus Janson and Matt Hollingsworth. So Burning Ambition, the art of the Batman Curse of the White Knight. So some sketches, preliminary artwork by Edmund Wayne, the ancestor. Batgirl, Azrael, Control Valley, right? So yeah, and also Von Freeze and Heart of Ice, Klaus Janson special. Very nice from that one shot. You can see pencils and inks, and there you go. That's it for this deluxe edition. Really looking forward to seeing what's next, right? So I know that currently Bit Beyond the White Knight is currently still going on. That one with Terry McGinnis as, Batman Beyond sort of Batman. Which that I'm sure they will have a deluxe edition at some point. And there's also the Harley Quinn one as well, limited series set in the White Knight Murphyverse. Yeah, so all very exciting. And now's your chance to really pick up on the story now that the deluxe edition of this one is out. Okay, so that's a very quick look at Batman Curse of the White Knight Deluxe Edition. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.